Okay, so this tutorial's quite a bit ahead of the other two that I've put up so far, but I've seen a lot of people that are of a similar sort of skill level as to I am, but really struggle with transitions between one thing and another, simply because they've never got the hand of wraps. And a wrap, it's basically where the pie wraps around something and bounces back. Doesn't have to bounce back instantly. You know, you can get them to wrap for a little while and then come back again. It doesn't really matter. But as I say, they're a great transition move. I use them when going in between forwards and backwards, spinning, or I use a single wrap to go between weeds and butterflies. And you know, most spinners seem to use them about the same as I do, but I just have seen some that, you know, they've taught themselves and they don't know anyone else that does it, and they've just never thought of it. So I thought I'd do a tutorial for them. Now, I suppose you could start off with one pie, but for these, I really actually don't see the point. So I'm going to break from tradition with this one and say start off with 2 pies. Now, the best place to start, I would say, would be wrapping 1 pie. So start off in either your butterfly one, do thread the needle, but you know, any kind of butterfly move or any kind of weave move. And to change between the two, there'll be one way that'll feel right and one way that won't. And what I mean by that is, one of the pie, you'll just sort of feel that if you wrap that pie, you're going to be able to bring it back out again. If you wrap the other one, you're probably not. And I mean, you can learn with practice. But you know, for this stage, don't worry. You know, you want to make things as easy as possible. So, for instance, I find the easiest way would be to start doing any kind of butterfly move, and then you just wrap one, you just bounce it off your arm, literally. And then that'll get your pie spinning either in the same direction or opposite directions, depending on which way it started. And from that, you know, you can go. I shouldn't have wrapped that one because it brings me to the reverse one, which I'm not very good at. And you know, and from doing that, you can wrap 2 consecutively and change both the pie to be in the opposite direction of what they are. So if you start off in a butterfly, you go into a reverse butterfly. Start off in a reverse 3-beat, you go into a 3-beat. And you know, once you can get it so you can bounce one off and then the other off, I would try to bounce both at once. And you can't do it. Well, you can do it from the butterfly, but it is very difficult. I would start off with doing it from a weave. You bring, if you can do a lockout, you bring both your arms into the position that you would do a lockout. But instead of letting the pie spin past each other, you want them to ideally hit onto your wrists. I don't really like these pies for doing it with, but I'll stick it out, you know. And so yeah, I'm in reverse 3-beat, wrap them both, I'm in the 3-beat, wrap them both, I'm in the reverse 3-beat, so on and so forth. And then, you know, there's all sorts you can do with them. I mean, you can just repeatedly bounce them like that, or you can have a bit of a spin in between. You know, just put them in wherever you fancy, really. You can bounce them singularly, one after the other. That's what I would do out of a butterfly. You know, if I was going to piss about. And you don't have to stop there. You can You can wrap them off your body. You can wrap them off anything. For instance, if I move the camera down a bit. Right. Sorry. Yeah. You can wrap them off anything. So, for instance, I can bring up a leg and wrap them. Or you can hit them off both legs. You can, if you're into doing like sort of flat spins with them, where you would have it going like that, you can wrap them off your neck. You can wrap them off your body. If it's stronger than a paw, you can wrap it off it basically. And they're just a fantastic way to transition between different moves. So have a play around. Let me know how you get on, and keep tuned.